this kind of stuff you can't make up. Anything possible that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. From the beginning of this shoot until me filming this. So let's start from the beginning. When I started the shoot, I was using the two Neo 3s. They're the regular Neo 3s, not the Neo 3 Pros. These are, I was excited because I used the Neo 3 alone, just one, with the original EOS. And I got some decent images out of it. I was kind of happy with it. And I'm thinking, wow, if I can use the Leica, without a strobe on it, and it's just rangefinder format, I would be thrilled. And I'm really trying to give these the benefit of the doubt no matter what, because I want to love these. I really, really do. I think their whole marketing bullshit with the use it as an on-camera flash, no, it's stupid as hell. But as a straight LED, I think it's fantastic. And I'm interested to get one of the Neo 3 Pros or the EOS 2 Pros to use the remote to see how the flash power is with the remote and these new lights. Not that I want to use it that way, but I want to try that. So being able to sit in my chair or stand and use the app to adjust these, I'm thinking this is going to be kind of cool. I'm really going to enjoy this shoot. No connection to the app. I've tried everything, and I made sure the firmware was up to date. Both firmwares are up to date. I did get one to connect for about 15 seconds. I turned the power down a little bit, and then it just disconnected again. So as far as connecting to the app, no, these things aren't working at all. These are brand new units out of the box, and they just don't work. They don't connect to the app. And I've been hearing that this app and Connect is all fantastic, but if you can't connect to it, it's not really that fantastic. So we're over that hurdle. I'll get up and change the light myself. No big deal. And the EOS original, that doesn't even connect to the app yet. So that's something I do anyway. The next thing. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to put the VisiFlex on here and shoot at 1.4 for a couple of these just to get that, blurry background. Just for a couple images, I want to see what it looks like with these. And I put the VisiFlex on and it's black. I'm thinking, wait a second. So I take the VisiFlex off just to see the back screen, just in case the VisiFlex was bad. Nope, back screen is black. The live view doesn't work. I mean, nothing. I put live view on, it's a black screen. Now, I can review images on this. I can bring up the menu, no issues. Live view, nothing, doesn't work. And the VisiFlex doesn't work. So, big issue. Now you have to remember, this is the third copy of this camera that I've had, because of lockups and DOAs. And now I'm maybe, 7 months in? With this camera, probably 4 months in, and the live view is dead. I love this camera more than life itself. I love this camera. And these bugs that they're having, I'm 90% sure it's a chip on board somewhere. It has to be. One of you guys actually wrote me a note saying, hey, someone has determined that it's a chip that's a bad chip. So hopefully they fix it, they can change it out, or they send me another one and hope for the best. But at this point, I'm just frustrated. I have so many jobs this week and next week. It's kind of frustrating. But I have the Q2 as a backup, so I'm okay. Anyway, getting back to the shoot. And then I go to do this video. I've done it 3 times already, 2 times. This is the third. And every time I went over there, the camera was black. And I'm thinking, oh my God, dead battery. So it kept starting to film and then it would just shut off. It doesn't tell me that there's a dead battery, Anyway, so hopefully this is working. And hopefully I can show you the shoot next, because you never know what the hell's going to happen next. Anyway, enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy the shoot, and I hope I have footage, all the footage, because, I didn't look at the back of that. I just presumed it was videoing. Thank you. Enjoy the shoot. If you have questions, leave them below again.
Wow, this was a shoot and a half. I can't believe all the issues. I can't put my finger on it with the Rotolite Neo 3s. on why they wouldn't connect to the app. I did connect the first one to the app when I first got it, and I checked the firmware. The firmware is up to date. The app is up to date, and I still just couldn't get them to connect. But it is what it is. It's not like I'm not used to walking over and changing, the lights manually. So, it's not that big of a deal. It was just a disappointment more than anything. And, I'm not one for, major colors in photos like this, but I figured, what, they have the colors, let's use them, let's play, let's see what we can do to, make the photos interesting. And I'm using the regular EOS as the main light and these two just backlights as kickers. That's it. Nothing special here at all. Moving them around, having fun with them, changing the colors, all that kind of stuff. So it was a enjoyable shoot as far as that's concerned. And then the camera issue, that was, this is my third Leica M11, and, I did a full factory reset in this thing just in case I changed something, and, nothing. The camera shoots fine. The pictures are fine. You just can't use live view. I even put the VisiFlex on there just in case. Nothing. I mean, the live view is completely dead, whether you're using VisiFlex or the back of the camera. It just doesn't work. I can see the menu. I can see the pictures, the previews, but live view is just dead. Anyway, so getting back to this the shoot, there's not really much to say because I'm just moving around the lights. I kept the EOS main light at full power the whole time, and that's plugged in. So I don't have a battery for that. I never had a battery for that, but it works fine. It still surprises me that it's less power than the Neo 3, I think. I just wanted to show you the overall look. I just threw a reflector in here to see how it was. I just thought the power, the silver side, I'm using the silver side, and every time I use a silver side of reflector instead of the white side, I think, oh, it's too much. So I just put it down further, and I just wanted the shadow lifted a little bit, but I wanted to keep the shadow. So by putting it down, moving it away a little bit, that worked fine. This aerosol, this atmosphere in a can is so much fun. I don't use it very often, but I have it, so I just wanted to, give the picture a different look, and, it worked out pretty good. These lights, this is the second time I'm shooting with the Neo 3, but I'm using 2 now. And the battery power was really surprising again. That's one thing I'm really shocked about with these lights. It lasts. I mean, I did a full shoot the other day, just over an hour, and I was down to maybe 3/4. And same thing here. I mean, I don't think I was, I was at 3/4. I don't think I went down to half, but I'm really impressed with the battery power. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to reiterate, saying this is an on-camera light or flash or LED, whatever you want to say, it's not possible. The battery alone is going to smack into your forehead when you're trying to look through the viewfinder, no matter what camera you're on. It doesn't make sense to me. That being said, I'll just let that go. The lights themselves are fabulous. I was shooting at ISO 400 for this whole shoot. I was around 2/50th of a second, to stop your camera shake. Because with strobes, you're not going to get the camera shake when you're using strobes to freeze it. But with this, I wanted to use 2/50th of a second. I'm using a 50mm lens. I was probably in between f3.5 and f4 through the shoot. I did go down to 2.8 a couple times. And I was able to nail focus without an issue because, she wasn't moving that much. I just told her, hey, we're going to do a slow, relaxed shoot. And granted, I'm not doing much with these images. I'm just, I did tweak them. And it wasn't color. It was just more or less contrast a little bit and cropping. That's all. And I did a couple zits on her face. Other than that, it's pretty much, they are what they are. And the white balance I left on auto white balance. The M11 isn't the greatest for auto white balance, but it did a pretty decent job. Every once in a while, it goes off. But and I did overkill the light, the colors in this shoot, but that's what I wanted to play with, and that's what I wanted to try was the colors. So it may have been overkill, but that was my goal of this thing. And I did pull out the color wheel to do the color wheel for this. Oh, this is me trying to connect the Neos to the app. It just no way, no how, wasn't happening. And I double checked everything 3 times, and everything from the firmware to the Wi-Fi, everything was fine. They just wouldn't connect. So there's that. Anyway, the shoot went well. She had a good time. The photos are nice. I would really like to try the EOS 2, but if I do, I do want to try the EOS 2 Pro, only because if I'm able to mix these lights with ProPhoto, because I guess the Pro units now accept the ProPhoto remote. If I'm able to mix this with a strobe from ProPhoto and add the accent lights with these, and they all flash, I think that would be kind of cool, if they have the power. The first time I tested it, I wasn't impressed at all with the power of these things. But as accent lights, maybe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below.